It's not a secret that metal frame handguns haven't been the star in the gun market for many years, until just recently. There's a notable resurrection in their popularity among buyers, especially if we are talking about double-stack 1911 handguns and these 2011 types of pistols. Well, that's not surprising, as who wouldn't love their excellent trigger qualities and low recoil operation? They shoot fast and accurately too. Among the metal-framed guns, the likes of Staccato C2 are considered the cream of the crop. The only problem is that they are kinda expensive. Fortunately, there's a cheaper option that you can check out, the Kimber KDS9c. But first, how does this perform as compared to its competitors? Hello everyone, this is Scott from Line 45. In this video, I am going to give you my unbiased take on the Kimber KDS9c and see whether or not it can serve as an alternative to its more expensive competitors. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now, let's return to the video. Introducing the Kimber KDS9c. For starters, the Kimber KDS9c isn't a cheap pistol. This one is over $1,000, around $100 in some stores. But in August 2023, Kimber set the MSRP of the KDS9c to $1,499. While expensive, this is still half of the price of the Staccato C2. So in the grand scheme, you can actually save money from this metal-framed gun. I am just saying that it isn't for serious buyers, considering its price tag. The good thing here is that the Kimber KDS9c is designed to exude competition-grade qualities. This 9mm pistol has a semi-auto, single-action-only operation. It has a 7075 aluminum frame and features an optics-ready slide with an RSMC, 407K footprint, G10 grips, green fiber optic front sight, and black serrated adjustable rear sight. The dimensions of the Kimber KDS9c aren't that huge. It has a total length of 7.75 inches, while its barrel length just barely passed the 4-inch mark. Meanwhile, it has a width of 1.33 inches and a height of 5.35 inches. There's a heft to it as well. When unloaded, the gun weighs roughly 26 pounds. It is also a high-capacity pistol. It flaunts a 15+1 round capacity, cementing its identity as a modernized metal-framed gun. In its package, you can get the following stuff: 2 15-round magazines, 2 hex keys, 3 spare front fiber optic rods, and a gun lock. There aren't many amenities included in the Kimber KDS9c, but they are satisfactory nonetheless. Unlike the Staccato C2, which is primarily designed for competition and range shooting, the idea of Kimber KDS9c is anchored in personal protection. Essentially, Kimber designed this gun as an easy-to-conceal, double-stack pistol. At first, the Kimber KDS9c appears like your typical 1911. However, that's not entirely the case. It has been designed from scratch to prevent adaptation problems. In my opinion, the Kimber KDS9c is crafted for those who are searching for a highly accurate, easy-to-operate, and convenient-to-conceal weapon. These qualities are truly impressive, given that the pistol isn't as small as other concealed carry weapons. And with its added size, you can expect an enhancement in its overall performance. As I mentioned, it serves as a more affordable alternative to the likes of the Staccato C2, Staccato CS, SFX9, and Wilson EDC X9. Despite the reduction in its price, I am confident that its performance wasn't compromised. The design of the Kimber KDS9c is quite close to the 1911 platform. Even if you haven't seen the gun firsthand, you can still imagine its appearance. It comes with the same grip angle, thumb safety, and straight-back trigger. These features aren't bad, by the way. I am just emphasizing that this gun is a comfortable choice for those who are familiar with using 1911 pistols. The Kimber KDS9c has a commander-type construction. Its 4.09-inch barrel has a fluted design and comes with a rather intuitive target crown. The lightweight construction of the gun is due to its 7075 aluminum frame. It has been machined thoroughly, so many of its parts have been shaved. It just tipped the scale at 25.3 ounces, which is undeniably lightweight. Keep in mind that the Glock 19 weighs about 22 ounces, and that one uses a polymer frame. The Staccato C2 is known for its blocky construction. While it is not entirely a bad thing, others aren't that comfortable with that. It's interesting to note that the Kimber KDS9c has addressed this matter by having a rounded grip butt and slim G10 grip panels. All I can say is that this gun is very comfortable to hold. Of course, that means that I can shoot the gun conveniently as well. But there's some caveat that I want to reveal. Among them is the checkering and texturing of the gun's grip panels and frame. Aesthetically speaking, they really look appealing. However, I have to say that they are just too rounded. If you want aggressiveness on the grip, you want the texturing to have sharper edges. This is a highly needed feature for lightweight handguns like the KDS9c of Kimber. Another thing that I want to talk about is the undercut on its trigger. I believe that it is too thin to help you with anything. Ideally, you would want to have an undercut that allows you to place your second finger on the gun's groove. I think Kimber should work this one out, make it around twice its size to make it really effective. Otherwise, it won't serve any purpose. Also, I mentioned earlier that the Kimber KDS9c has an optics-ready construction, thanks to its RMSC footprint. Well, that's a huge plus and one of the reasons why you should consider this gun. However, I also need to point out that this one doesn't include plates on its package. I was seriously hoping that it had plates, but apparently those plates aren't available yet. Let's just hope that those amenities will come out soon. I don't have the exact measurements, but I assume that its trigger pull weight is somewhere between 3 to 3.5 pounds. It's smooth, and I appreciate this quality, given that I'm really picky when it comes to triggers. I notice that there's a minimal take-up on the trigger, and it's accompanied by its soft but rather distinct wall. The trigger break is pretty clean, so that is a huge plus. Meanwhile, its reset is perfectly short and tactile. The actual performance of the gun is truly impressive. While it is not perfect, I am convinced that the Kimber KDS9c is an absolute shooter. Since there are no plates that come with this gun, I was not able to use any dots. Hence, I relied on its irons, which gave me great sight pictures. The fiber front and serrated black rear were an excellent choice of setup. Honestly, I was expecting a lot of accuracy from the KDS9c. Fortunately, it didn't fail me in this particular department. Throughout my test, it delivered solid results. I can even say that its actual performance is really close to the Staccato C2. But before I forget, I have to tell you that its rear sight isn't windage adjustable. I checked its manual and realized that I had to move the front sight to make windage adjustments. As the gun is relatively light, expect that there's a noticeable muzzle flip. It's something that I have to tell, considering that others might be expecting that there's no muzzle rise because it's a steel-framed pistol. Its saving grace is that it has an excellent trigger and ergonomics, so managing its recoil is not actually a problem. The 15-round magazines of the KDS9c are proprietary designs of Kimber. I find them really functional. They are easy to load and unload, which adds to the overall flair of the gun. It's fun to shoot this gun. It's not quirky, as all the controls are easy to access. The slide is definitely easy to rack. Plus, it was able to run all the different ammo I fed on it. I used 124-grain Federal HST HP, 124-grain SIG V Crown HP, and 147-grain Magtech, and all of them fired with zero malfunctions. I was able to shoot 500 rounds during my range test, and it's safe to say that this gun is extremely reliable. So is this gun close to or similar to the Staccato C2? Believe me or not, they are. At least in terms of their respective performance. Although the Kimber KDS9c has some flaws, which I mentioned a while ago, it still performs really well. Both the ergonomics and ballistic capabilities of these pistols are close. Of course, the Staccato C2 is still the better one at the end of the day, but the Kimber KDS9c doesn't lag at all. It's an excellent alternative to the C2, especially if you find the latter expensive. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.